Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dota Valkyries Treasure of the Deep Tournament. Whoa! Treasure of the Deep Tournament. No!
Oh my god!
Yep. All right. I had a bit of an audio loop there. That was horrible. I have fixed it. I am so sorry. Had the stream open to check on Twitch and amateur hour. All right. Anyways, welcome to the Treasure of the Deep Tournament. Thought we were waiting for the lobby to go live, and we were hanging out waiting for it, and the teams just started. They were not aware they were being casted, so the whole time that we were sitting there, they were drafting, so we are going to have to jump directly into it. My apologies for no grandiose introductions here, but I'm Cptn.Canuck, and I'm joined here by Allyviate, and we will be getting right into it. So let's hop over here. Did you manage to get it up there?
I'm totally in it. I'm in it. Seeing, like, everything you're seeing.
All right, sweet.
I'm already excited about the Snapfire set. I've never seen Alligator.
Yeah, it's a cool one. My friend was really excited about the slug one getting in, and I was not so much. I think I gave that one a thumbs down, but the alligator set is pretty rad.
That is sick. Wow, that was quick.
Alrighty, so talking about the drafts a little bit, since we didn't get to really do any draft analysis here. Over on the Radiant side, we got Monkey King, Snapfire, Tusk, Windranger, and Techies. Always exciting when you see Techies pick, and over on the Dire side, we've got Winter Wyvern, Nakes, Jakiro, Undying, and Spirit Breaker. How do you feel about these drafts here?
Definitely, I'm excited about Techies, of course. Oh, we gotta pause. Excited about Techies. Let's see, Tusk, definitely safe hero for Hat, one of their favorites, I think. Life Stealer, I mean, whatever. But they got Spirit Breaker. They've each got their BKB piercing stuns. They've got good sustain. They got good team fights. Yeah, decent stuff.
Yeah.
No ridiculous combos.
Are you aware which team is which? I just want to make sure I'm getting the team names right when I'm looking here.
That is a great question. Oh yeah, well, Hat is that one team. So the left team is Seven Deadly Sins.
Okay.
The one on
Radiant.
Yes. It's like bottom, top, left, and right. Yeah. If you pop out the other one, pop out the graph.
Yeah.
Then it shows.
The graphs? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
I don't understand it, but there's like different names for different types of the thing.
I thought it should have shown up on the scoreboard here, so I kept looking at the scoreboard, and it just says Radiant and Dire. But yeah, I guess the net worth graphs show it. All right, cool. So Seven Deadly Sins on the Radiant side, and Diego on the Dire.
Yes.
All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, looking at this right off the bat, I mean, really just jumping into it here. I'm kind of curious about where are we sitting at on starting items. This Life Stealers. Oh my God, I need to mute these players.
Hardcore.
Stop with the voice lines. This is so distracting.
Oh no.
Mute them.
Oh yes, so he's restarting. Poor Techies. I'm sure everyone is so sad. So sad.
Can I
Okay, Alligator, I can't get over this. I am very excited. Oh. May the Crow Neko. I love it. Support to Core Tusk. Okay, support there. Support Techies. Core Spirit Breaker, that's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. Fat melee. Core.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think those are kind of the two things that are really sticking out here in this draft is I assume this is an off-lane Snapfire or off-lane Tusk, I guess.
Yeah, it's a Core Tusk.
Yeah, so it would be the mid Windranger on Seven Deadly Sins, and then they've got a Core Tusk in the off-lane, presumably the 4 Techies, and then there's this Snapfire going 5 bottom with Monkey? I guess that would probably be the case here, just kind of judging by item builds. But yeah, super interesting. I mean, a Core Tusk on one side with a Core Spirit Breaker on the other, that is going to mean a lot of kills in this game, which I'm super excited for.
And they got all the, let's see, single target stuff. 3 strength, 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a bit weird. And mid Wyvern's always fun. I always like that.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the core matchups a little bit here too. The Monkey King versus the Lifestealer. I think this favors the Lifestealer a bit, but the Wind Ranger kind of tilts it in the other direction. I mean, if you get a decent enough amount of farm on that Wind Ranger, you get up to maybe you know, an MKB or something like that. That Lifestealer can melt pretty quickly, and of course Wind Ranger has, you know, the range and the evasion to be able to kite him around. So we'll kind of have to see how the dynamics of those few play off of each other. The other thing that I'm just kind of cluing into as well is that it looks like we have a core Wyvern on the on the team of Diego here. That's probably a mid Wyvern, and yeah,
mid Wind Ranger.
Yeah,
it's gonna be, that's cool.
Yeah, so really spicy matchups there. I think that probably has to favor the Wind Ranger, because you just kind of can't get hit by the Wyvern Q, the Arctic Burn. So you're gonna have to end up, you know, on the side of Wyvern at least, probably maxing Splitter Blast and just bursting waves and farming.
Yeah. But at least we've got the, and Wyvern's got the nice Cold Embrace, you know, to counter focus fire stuff. But which is I'm sure helpful at some point, even though it's a mid Wyvern.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I know that we have Wyvern spits really short. It's a very short attack range.
Yeah.
But Wind Ranger's a lot better that way. But they each have their nukes.
Yeah, and you know, at first I was about to say Winter's Curse potentially very deadly this game with a few right clickers and Tusk, Wind Ranger, and Monkey. But honestly, those heroes aren't actually that great to curse. I mean, a lot of Monkey's damage comes from the buildup of his Jingu stacks. Wind Ranger, obviously, a lot of her damage comes from the Focus Fire, and Tusk, most of it comes from the Walrus Punch. None of which really matter in a Winter's Curse scenario. So it might actually be a thing that this Wyvern has a tough time getting those free kills off at the beginning of fights, like you'd normally see a core Wyvern be able to get.
Very true. At least they got two BKB pressing stuns for the curse and the whatever Spirit Breaker ult thingy, Nether Strike.
Yeah.
Tusk has the punch. That's all they got on their side. Snapfire, Monkey King. Monkey King, if you Wukong's command and then you curse him, it keeps Wukong's command, right? And they're not gonna like attack his teammates. Will the Wukong?
Yeah. Like the Wukong's command remains as it was and hits the enemy. I think it's just Monkey King himself that turns around and hits his allies.
If it did that.
Yep. All right. So looks like our Techies is back. Hopefully. Yeah.
So Techies, you think is the offlane?
Oh, it was the little fake reconnect. No, I think we're looking at a Tusk offlane. I mean, Techies will be in 4 position, I believe. Yeah.
Support offlane?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I know if that was up against Undying, that would be not fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it'll likely be Undying Spirit Breaker bottom. I mean, unless they want to. You know, I could see some logic in throwing the Jakiro down to bottom with the Spirit Breaker as well, just so you kind of have that melee ranged, you know, set up in bottom lane, and then Undying with the Lifestealer is pretty potent on its own. You know, you're pretty immune to harass in that lane. So
yeah, we'll see if I think Jakiro will definitely make it better, just because Monkey, you don't want to Spirit Breaker hit so slowly. You're gonna take a couple Jingu hits, get some stacks up.
Yeah.
From Alex. We'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean...
Is this Dubu? Is this Dubu Polar Bear? I love Dubu.
Yeah.
I can't be biased, never mind. But if that is my Dubu, then yay, Dubu.
Yeah. Not the former TSM Dubu, but yeah.
This is the other Dubu. This is 80-12 Dubu.
All right. So we're getting back into it. I mean, you know, honestly, that pause was kind of nice. It gave us a chance to catch up on the draft since we ended up kind of rushing into the game last minute. But yeah, we're live. This is awesome. Let's do it.
Yep. Looks like no one's doing anything drastic at the beginning.
Yeah.
Everyone's sticking to their sides.
Yeah,
Got the word. They already did the check to make sure there's no ward on the Radiant side, but now they put one there.
Yeah.
There wasn't one there before.
So pretty standard mirrored wards on mid. I don't think any of these are going to get dewarded here, and it'll probably be a pretty innocent level 1 here, unless they want to skill the ice shards and go for a kill here. But I think that kind of messes your lane up as Tusk. It's probably not worth it. We'll see.
No one's at bottom.
Yeah. All right. So a little skirmish on this river rune here. And
Cookie a little bit early. There we go. Dubu's getting pretty low. The power shot down goes Dubu. Maybe the Canuck gets first blood. Sticky bomb coming out on Diane's getting is very tanky, so actually not doing too bad. Looks like 7 Deadly Sins will back off, but they got first blood.
Yep.
And there's still a rune bottom.
Yeah, still a rune bottom. So looks like what did we have there? A split of 2 for 2, or was that 3 for the Radiant?
2 for 2. 2 for 2.
Yeah, I think that was 2. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like smell cert. Oh yes, all their cool names. This is fun. This is fun.
Yeah. Hey Jess, could you just give me an audio check in chat there and just let me know how the levels are, if anything needs to come up or down? I kind of had to do a little bit of kajiggering before this. Yeah, so you know, just looking at the lanes right now, again, I think, like I said, I think mid is a little bit favored for the Wind Ranger here. Down on bottom, I mean, the Monkey King normally against the Spirit Breaker would be a really easy matchup, but I think this Undying helps out a lot.
Stop over top, things are happening, and she's probably about to go down. One more for Techies, and down goes Jakiro. Tag team with Sticky Bomb, so much slow.
Yeah, that was huge.
And the Courier too. It got deliver the items first. So we got the Tangos on Lifestealer, very important because he did not have any regen.
Yeah.
Wait, or Spell Cert. Which one's Spell Cert? Ah.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was just relying on that feast for level 1 and the 3 gauntlets of strength, but does get his tangos delivered out, and that'll help him maintain this lane a little bit. Looks like on neither side do we have any camp blockages, so pulls open for both teams on both sides of the map right now. Going a little bit away from the current meta of slam as many wards as you can in the enemy camps, and we're gonna see Angie try to pull off on the safe lane.
Very
here.
interesting.
Yep.
Let's see. Banana in disguise is late. Oh, Wind Ranger getting pretty low at mid, but there's power shots. Bottles yet? Not quite. Dean's almost got bottle. Ready to fly out. Wind Ranger does not. That's okay. This top lane, I feel like they're going to be very, very careful if Jakiro is ever too close. It's just so much slow. Sticky bombs, so ball forward, it's just not a good thing.
Yeah, and I think the key for Team Diego here is just going to be to make sure that their Lifestealer's in front of everything, because Lifestealer can absolutely survive any amount of burst coming out from these two heroes, but like you said, the Jakiro susceptible, and we see the shards land here.
Blast off coming in, silence comes out, but he's fine. Tusk took the long way around, evil pathing, couldn't take out Ange.
Yeah, no snowball quite yet to get him over those trees.
Sorry, Hat, you're only level 2. You had to level tag team at level 1. It's okay. Hat, be careful.
But,
okay, Hat taking some damage. Liquid fire.
Bottom lane, Monkey King getting cookied away there. Looks like he's going to be able to walk that one off, but...
by tombstones. Decay hits on 2. Are they going to keep going? They got all the creeps behind them. Nobody's glyphing. Why aren't they... Oh, they don't need to glyph. Oh, God. Oh, God. Courage go down.
Owllegs finds his Jingu Mastery and might be able to turn something here, but...
There comes the charge. Owllegs so low, but Jingu Mastery stacks is not quite enough. Down goes Owllegs. Hopefully Cookie does finish off Banana in disguise. Maybe the Croneko is going to not get bashed another time.
Yep.
And Angie died again at top. Oh no.
Yeah,
poor
as we were
Ange.
looking at that, the Jakiro falls
They tried so
again.
hard. It's so rough. And now level 3, so now they got the double combo. It's like a guaranteed blast off hit, and the sticky. Yeah, that is rough.
Yep. Down at you know, this bottom lane dynamic is a little bit funny too, because I mean they've got the Snapfire, and Snapfire goes into the early points of Little Shredder for the Tombstone, and I think if I was the Undying here, I wouldn't even be leveling Tombstone. You just go, you know, 2-2-0 and just try to really abuse people with the Soul Rip. But you've kind of got this weird setup where, you know, the skill choices of one hero has directly impacted the other, and you know, they're looking to maybe kill that Tombstone, but in that scenario they didn't manage to there.
It definitely would have been those things during the draft phase that you would expect. Probably Undying got picked first, and then they picked Snapfire to counter, just because it's one of those obvious things that you hate, like Snapfire into Phoenix.
Yeah.
Little Shredder is annoying. Let's see. What's everyone going for?
Bit of a lull here. Techie's just kind of making his way over into the jungle to pick up the bounty runes. Midwave, again, quite static. You see the Winter Wyvern pop into that Arctic Burn, and Wind Ranger just goes wind running, and that's kind of it. They trade pretty evenly, and it's back to farming for both of them.
They both went bottles. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, Wind Ranger. Yep, put it past it. They both went bottles, it seems. I'm guessing because they both have the nukes. They need a mana for the nukes, and they're not going to go for like DPS kills anytime soon.
Yep.
Smell cert. Smell cert. Phase boots first. Everyone's so even.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, neither team really has like the super kill lane that would normally kind of.
Where bottom two is a good drop. Charge 4, he's on 2. There's so many zombies, but here comes the Oh, little shredder. They were gonna get the kills, but Tombstone got annihilated.
Yeah.
Man in disguise, are you sure you want to be there? Are you sure you want to be there? They don't have Boundless Strike, but they have Cookie.
Yeah.
There's.
Well, and that's the exact interaction I was just talking about, right? Where like, I don't think as the Undying you really want to go for those points in Tombstone, but because he chose to, he forced a little Shredder, and now that the little Shredder's out, he's probably regretting going for the Tombstone because it's just dead immediately anytime he throws it. So, and he's actually put 2 points in it. He's maxing the Tombstone, which is super unusual for Undyings. But maybe a little later in the game that'll prove more fruitful when that 5-position Snapfire can't really walk into fights.
Well, at least he's got the little shredders. What is it? It's 6 attacks, and once it gets to level 3, at least you can't one-shot the Tombstone.
Yeah.
With all hits. It worked in this case, though. At least I'll give him that. That he was definitely gonna die if it weren't for the Tombstone. It made them all totally switch. Took a lot of damage off.
Yep. And I mean that was also another scenario there where like that Soul Rip with all the different creeps and the I think stacked hard camp there as well would have been a big wombo either for or against him. Big heal or big damage.
Very true.
But yeah, Techie's missing
Over
the
top, bomb comes out, bomb doesn't quite hit, but there is the nice ice attacks on the 2. They both get stunned. Go work on Hat, but Hat's fine. Small Surt's just wailing away, like stealing a bit.
I can't help but feel that an Orb of Venom would have really put this Lifestealer over the top here. I mean, we've seen a few times now where he's been on the Techies just ready to go and you know, getting auto attacks off, but the slow from Ghoul Frenzy just isn't enough to lock Hat
bomb
down.
And Snowball forward, got Phase Boots on the Tusk. This might be it.
There's an Infest to save the Jakiro, but yeah, doesn't even have to use it.
Yeah. Nice fake outs. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we didn't go for the orb on the Lifestealer. I think Monkey's going for it, right? Owl Legs? Yeah. We got the corrosion on.
Yeah, he's got the full corrosion and is going to pick up his boots now, so he'll be very dangerous for these couple melee heroes bottom, especially that Undying if the Spirit Breaker ever goes to leave.
Oop, they're going to Lucky Bash. Nope. 1 hit, 2 hit. Charge forward, getting pretty low. Cookie goes away. Stick charges pop in. He's fine. They're fine. Oh, little Shredder. Poor Tombstone. Oh, another strike comes out. Monkey getting crazy low. Owl Legs first hit bash. Well done, and they do take down Owl Legs. They got a little bit lucky. Here comes Wyvern. They're gonna follow through. Charge forward onto Made the Crow Neko. Splinter Bath getting solo with the Arctic Burn. Hopping away. Has the medallion. Can they juke? Arctic Burn has ended. We do have Winter's Curse. Yep. There we go. Just to make sure. And Undying got the kill. Oh, okay. It's okay, Banana. We forgive you. Over a top, Techies gets dropped. And Smell Search. Got Phase Boots now on the 2 cores in that off lane.
Yeah, and sorry, I got a little distracted there. Someone was messaging me about audio levels, but we're back now. Looks like this Wyvern's going to find himself 2 bounty runes, so be able to use that bottle to get back to full, swapping the items out for maximum efficiency, and well on their way to towards that Witchblade. I think that'll be a big moment there where once... Actually, it looks like Winter's Curse did get used. Was that just on the Wind Ranger to keep him from...
It was on bottom on the Snapfire, which was
all right.
Just to make it be really careful. They didn't have vision, so they couldn't tell if anyone was TPing in.
Yep.
So it was a little bit weird. It worked. Nice jukes by Snap. Nice job at least forcing the curse.
Right on.
And you gotta be careful. You're pretty low. Okay. What are you doing? You want... Okay, yeah, you want your boots.
Oh, there it
And
is.
your might. There we go. Hat's here. Snowball comes out, sticky bomb, and that should be the end for And. Yep.
Yeah, didn't catch that fight because down at bottom we had a Mortimer's Kisses being thrown out onto the Undying and the Spirit Breaker. Looked like both of them were going to go down, but Banana in Disguise manages to soul rip himself up and walk away from that. I think with a little more coordination, 7 Deadly Sins might have been able to find that kill with another cookie and a chase under the tower, but they weren't feeling quite confident enough to go that deep and decided instead to just back off and let him live. But back up at top, Lifestealer. Very low on that Techie's silence. Or
The bomb comes up. Pops the rage. There we go.
And
go there and fast. I was like,
out.
what are you doing? ooh, charge with the charge up stun. Do it. Do it. Okay, I guess there's no point. There's no need. It would have been cute. It would have been... Oh, sticky bomb. Smells her. Gets focus fired. Oh, no. Gets taken down. Izio with the rotation. Got a javelin right after the boots. Well done with the Wind Ranger. They rotated pretty quick. Wyvern's back up at top with DD. DD Wyvern almost has Witchblade. I love it. Wind Ranger going classic Maelstrom first. I would expect.
Yeah, I don't think there's many other builds you can go on a mid-Wind Ranger. I mean, you really need some sort of farm accelerator. The power shot just isn't enough to clear waves late in the game. So, getting straight into that Javelin, the Maelstrom, and then the rest of your game is unlocked, and you can decide what you want after that.
On Zoom. Sticky bomb. I don't know why they're going on them so strongly, but they are. Snap, wait. Oh no! Snap thought. Okay, I'm not even looking at the right place.
Down at bottom at the same time, yeah. The Snapfire, I think, just wandered up a little bit too far. Was maybe looking for her arcane boots at the secret shop there, and then the Tombstone got.
Well forward at top, and, over onto Jakiro. Snap Blast Off comes in, finishes off, and not even a chance.
Yeah. The I think, you know, from the Jakiro, this is a point in the game where you probably just have to leave. Go somewhere else. Go hang out with your Spirit Breaker. Try to push a tier 1 on bottom. You know, you're just so susceptible to this Tusk Snowball punch that it's, you know, not worth it. And honestly, Lifestealer is pretty self-sustaining up here. There's not too much that they can do to kill off the Lifestealer without a major rotation, and even then he can usually just infest away. So you know, we see that exactly. Angie moves down to bottom, and
we're not rage from Lifestealer. Are they gonna go and cooking in the wrong direction? Oh, snowball forward onto the creep that was infested. Another sticky bomb. Oh, and died over there. They want to kill the creep, but it's so strong. 500 HP still, and they have to back up.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was talking about, right? Your Jakiro goes to the other side of the map, tries to help out, and unfortunately there, they match the rotation and the Jakiro just dies. But, you know, to the flip side, the Lifestealer is totally fine.
Dean's here though, Dean's Winner's Curse pops it. The TP's come, finishes coming up in. They do so much damage, drop the Tombstone. Oh my goodness. Wait, what just happened? Snowball coming forward. Is the Tusk gonna get out of there? Tusk, the punch does end up dying. Hatzoom. Banana in Disguise goes down to Hat, but Hat goes down to Dean.
Yeah. Tusk doesn't escape, but he does manage to pump enough damage into the Undying for the turnaround kill, and now Owlegs is going to look for this Tombstone, but maybe too
Nether Strike's terrible. Charge? Oh, Boundless Strike cancels the charge. We have Nether Strike.
He's still slowed by zombies, though, and there's the Spirit Breaker ulti.
Just enough slows. Pops the Wukong's command. Oh, that was weird, but okay.
Oh, what a waste.
Owlegs gets dropped. Witchblade on Dean. It just wasn't going to happen. Dubu's got the Soul Ring now, too. No mana problems. Charging mid onto Wind Ranger. We shall see. Ooh, Kisses at bottom. Kisses. Oh no. And just trying to juke them. Is it going to be enough? How is Ange not dead? There we go. Thank you for taking Ange out of the misery.
And the denial of the tower from the Snapfire.
Tips, tips, tips. Ah, that was very good, very good sport of them, of Ange. Just like, yeah, you almost killed me. You were really close. Let me just walk in so you can shotgun me in the face. Very polite. Ooh, DD on Wind Ranger with Focus Fire with Maelstrom. They want to take out. They got to take out Lifestealer.
Yeah, this is absolutely
I don't know how they're going to.
The best chance they have to kill Lifestealer right now. They need to get on this hero, but he's got Infest back up in 5 seconds and an armlet to keep him healthy until then. So I think he's probably going to be fine here regardless of what happens. But I mean, a Walrus Punch into a DD Focus Fire might be enough.
Definitely have a oh, now all the blast
silence.
off. Perfect comes in. No rage for you. There's the sun, but TP's coming in. Rage is there. It finally gets there. There's the sun. Shackle shot does. Wait, what? That was a charge stun, infest, and a spirit breaker, and he just gets away.
And he's out. Yeah. Like I said, it's so hard for them to kill this hero this game. I mean, he doesn't really have a bad matchup. I mean, they had the best case scenario there, which is Techies opens up with a clean silence and followed up into a punch, and it still wasn't enough. So.
Big setup coming in, charging with the infest. Tombstone's drop because Little Shredder is down. They cannot kill the Tombstone. Stop all as their hat goes down first. They're just trying to get out of here. They need to kill as many people as they can. So Little Shredder doesn't finish off Tombstone. So many zombies trying to punch, but too much damage. Everyone gets a kill. Everyone contributes. Both Banana, Smelcert, and Dubu all get a piece of the action. Whatever.
Yeah. And you know, I think this Wind Ranger is starting to realize that there isn't really a solution for Lifestealer outside of hers. So she queues up the Chrysalis and says, "All right, well, if anybody's gonna kill this guy, it's got to be me." So so those crits already on the way.
Silence is there. Can they can't follow through. That was just fun.
Yeah. So light
they have
defense
like a
on the
good
tower
team
there.
for it. Like the blast off silence and then focus fire and punch. A lot of things to go through. They're gonna try to there, but Winter's Curse cancel it all. Snowball or Cookie pushes forward. Places come flying out. Can they take out the Undying? Undying's getting a bit low, but a little bit too short. Undying's fine power shot barely clips them, but it's not quite enough. Poor Banana.
Monkey King's kind of continuing to chase, but I think this fight's been diffused. Lifestealer is continuing to just farm in this area, but just rages out. Yeah. Yeah, they just don't have that magic immunity piercing disable. I mean, they always have the Walrus Punch, but it's just such a short disable, and you can't really chain it into anything without that rage getting off. So Lifestealer's having the time of his life here. Surprisingly, still not the top of the net worth. I think, you know, the itemization choice is probably factoring into that. Probably could have gotten away with a Midas or a Maelstrom or something of the sort this game, but instead opts just for the pure fighting and killing build and going for that armlet, and maybe slowing his game down a little bit, but again, still top of the net worth and feeling fine.
There we go. Yeah, they finally switched over the top. Yeah, I was curious because they got Armlet and now they're going into Echo Saber. Usually I feel like people pick one or the other as their first item, but we got both.
Yeah.
I like Armlet. Against this team, you can use it. Toggle out of the power shot, all little nukes. It can help. Owl legs. Has to be careful. Okay. Oh no, Banana! Why did you do that? You put it. Oh. You put an ops ward next to their ops ward, and they had a sentry, so now they know an ops ward's there.
Slightly sloppy warding there, but yeah, the Snapfire build's interesting on 5 position too. Actually putting, like, went 2-2-2, but then threw an extra point in Little Shredder now, so does have that for killing Tombstone, but damage is going to be maybe questionable, as all she really has is that medallion for the armor shred.
Yeah, because you don't get more armor reduction. It's just the extra range and extra damage, and she's not doing it for the damage.
Yeah.
So I guess charge for it onto never mind. Charge it all onto Owl Legs with the Shadow Blade. Down goes Owl Legs. Mega kill streak for Dubu.
Yeah, that was a little dicey. Okay. That could have been a neutral deny, but ends up not being the case.
Oh god, Winter's Curse comes out. They finish off Ange. They're coming in, but the Winter's Curse ends early. They're going to charge forward, take out maybe one more hit. Down goes Hat, and they finish off ICO. Follow 3 kills. Buyback from Jakiro. What?
Yeah, that wind run got used very prematurely, and yeah, the Jakiro gets popped right away. Immediately buys back, which was a little questionable, but regardless, gets turned around. 2 for 1 and a buyback, I guess, but the tower goes down in the favor of the Dire. So.
Oh. Yeah, and charging forward again. Owl Legs. Dubu's gonna pop the Shadow Blade, maybe. Owl Legs doesn't. Oh, okay. Oh no, Owl Legs. What did they do? They already used their Boundless Strike, but Spirit Breaker stopped. Dubu, why'd you stop?
I think he assumed he was spotted. The charge path kind of went a little close to the tower. I don't know if he actually was, but it was definitely close.
Oh.
Gonna try.
I was doing it again, but this time under a ward. So now everyone knows.
He's just going for the creep, so it didn't actually.
Shackle Shot does connect this time. No bulldoze to lower the cooldown, but he's so tanky. There's the dust getting popped. Silver Edge or stops the Shadow Blade. Pig pulls away. Boundless Strike stops a little bit, but he's just so tanky. Shackle Shot pauses for a little bit, jumping forward with the Primal Spring. Blast Off does, oh, the charge forward stops it in mid-jump, but there's 4 heroes, 4v1, down goes Dubu. 5-time streak ended. That took so much work.
Yeah, a lot of space created. It was probably still worth for the Radiant to chase for that kill, but he did manage to kill a lot of time on that, and the whole time Lifestealer farming bottom, able to get that Echo Saber up. Now looking at a Mage Slayer, and meanwhile some pressure going on mid, and the Winter Wyvern getting dangerously close to that Aghanim Scepter, 450 gold off, and a DD bottled.
Oh god, that's gonna be huge. And we're gonna have the Spirit Breaker Scepter. Oh, okay, not for a while, but Ags after a while, and then we get the goes through everything.
Yeah.
Not like anyone's getting beat anytime soon.
Yeah, and this game is relatively close in terms of kill score. 4K net worth lead for the Dire is pretty strong, but you see the map positioning is the really big thing. I mean, you look at these Dire wards, they've got super oppressive wards, just like one right on the mid river, one on the ward stone in the enemy jungle, another on the mid lane, and then another one up here at the entrance to their own jungle. They can really see basically anywhere that the Radiant team wants to be, except for maybe the triangle, which was recently dewarded. So the Radiant team finding it hard to find spots to farm, and I mean, you see Owl Legs making his way down to bottom, running into that Lifestealer, and who probably doesn't actually need to be all this scared. He is going to back off. I guess he's got some other heroes on his way, but
what do you think about Owl Legs? They're doing Scepter as their first big item. I feel like that people used to do that a lot on Monkey, but at this point I don't feel like I've seen it in a while.
Yeah, I don't think you can pull this off. I mean, like, I think the Scepter is a decent idea this game. It probably does as, it probably deals with the Lifestealer as best as any item you can. But I think you need a damage item in between. I think you probably want to get a Desolator and then the Ags or something.
Oh no, Hat gets caught out. Snowballs. Tombstone drop on the high ground. Kisses come flying in. Ice Path is going to maybe stop a little bit. But so much damage to Kisses down goes Bandit in Disguise. Blast Out coming forward, but they can't really kill the Tombstone. It's just going to slow everyone down. Be careful. Charge forward. Hat gets slowed down. Hits onto Izio. They take down Hatsum. Too much damage. Scepter finished up a Wyvern. Oh, Winner's Curse comes out. They're going to... Wow, so much damage coming out onto the Sapphire. Down they go. Hat's dead. Okay. Maybe the Chrome Echo died. Oh, Arctic Burn with which
so much damage.
Even Wukong's command shotgun does connect. Oh, it goes to the high ground. It does eventually die. Wind Ranger's the only one to survive.
Yeah, and Banana in Disguise goes down, but I think he's happy to take that exchange. Gets the Tombstone down on the high ground, and the Radiant team continues to fight through it. So, 7 Deadly Sins maybe taking an ill-advised fight there in their own jungle, fighting up the high ground into the Tombstone, and then the Wyvern, Aghanim Scepter with that bottle double damage that we talked about earlier. You couldn't ask for a better exchange for Team Diego.
Yeah, it was a really good Tombstone on the high ground after Sapphire already committed the Kisses and was way too far away to possibly kill the Tombstone. Oh, charging over. Wait. Okay, never mind. Hat's fine. Hat is okay. I do like the Blast Off shard. That is like the best Techie's item, I feel like. Yeah. Shard's done.
Yeah, Techie's has the shard and the Force Staff, so not looking too bad here.
So Monkey is so close to Scepter, so that's going to make the ones that spawn and then the Jigger Mastery on the Wukong's command. So I guess they will hope that for some reason Diego is going to like hang around the Wukong's command, which I don't know if that's reasonable, but that could happen. Over a top, bad thing just happened to Dubu. Okay. It's okay, Dubu. You make them feel like the game is still going. TPing over to bottom. They're going to start pushing Scepter there, just wrecking on the tower. Dean is going to be getting pretty low on mana, though. Blast Off hits onto 2 of them. Silence and the stun. Chillbong for it onto Jakiro, and just like, oh god, gets punched in the face. Gonna get super, super low. Tombstone dropped on the high ground. Well done from the Undying. They cannot follow up.
Yeah, but, a free kill there. They defend their tower. That's definitely not bad. I'm looking at this Tusk build. The Vanguard straight into a Halberd. Very unusual. I mean, this is definitely more of a utilitarian Tusk build. I think typically when I see core Tusks, they're looking at damage items primarily. I mean, I see a lot of Desolators, maybe Shadow Blade, maybe Silver Edge, something of that sort. But in this case, looks like Hatsumi is saying, hey, I'm just going to tank up as much as possible. I'm going to be the first person into the fight. You know, Snowball maybe cooking me in, and I'll just, you know, disable the Lifestealer and stand there. So interesting item builds there. We'll see if it works out. I think, you know, I've said this since the start. They're really lacking an answer to the Lifestealer. So we'll see if the disables are enough, or if he maybe should have just opted for more of that magic immunity piercing damage with something like a Desolator.
It did seem like there were definitely a few times where Hatsumi was able to almost one-shot a hero, but not quite, and then that extra time it did end up costing them stuff. But who knows? The Vanguard probably made him survive a bit more. Anyway. Hatsumi. She's got a cool name. You're not confusing at all, Hatsumi. It's got Hatsumi, and then we've got Hat. They are not the same person.
Yeah.
Oh, they finally deboarded that mid ward just for fun. That's cool.
Wind Ranger heading towards a BKB, about 400.
Oh god, Hat gets caught out. Witchblade, Ice Hat, 4 staffs away. Nicely timed. Gets to the high ground. So low from like 2 hits.
Yeah.
Oh, and Wyvern has the Grove Bow too.
That Arctic Burn and Witchblade, and yeah, of course, the Grove Bow coming out on the Winter Wyvern. Could not ask for a better game for this this Wyvern right now. She's having time of her life.
Going for the Bloodthorn, hopefully. Oh, 4 heroes smoke. They're going for something big. They're charging up bottom. Poor Wind Ranger. Oh god, Izio gets another Stricken, gets Infest out of it, and Izio goes down. Wait, how did Dean do damage through Windrun? Or was that like...
I believe the Witchblade proc is True Strike, yes. Yeah. Yeah, this attack has True Strike. That is it.
I was like, what?
So yeah, you get 1 free one on Wyvern when you're chasing that Wind Ranger, which is pretty nice.
That was so sad. They put an Obs ward there, and it just happened to be right where a really old Obs and Sentry ward were for 7 Deadly, or Diego. They're putting pressure. They're going to get it. They're going to get it.
Yeah.
Hat is really far out there. Throws a sticky bomb out. Rage is there, and they're just going to take the tower. First tier 2 to be taken. And we'll take the outpost. No big deal.
Yeah, they'll get the outpost. They can swing over to mid. Probably get that tier 2 if they want to. They're really far ahead, and I imagine a relatively easy Roshan is coming their way pretty soon as well. You know, 7 Deadly Sins does have some potential for a pit fight with the Mortimer's Kisses and Wukong's Command, but you know, they'll have to know that it's happening, and they don't really have great ward control of the pit area. They have this one ward up on the hill here.
Doobie started to charge Monkey, but Monkey was TPing out, and then Hat was happened to be right there, but then everyone just stopped.
Lots of fake out charges this game. Aghanim Scepter up on the Spirit Breaker now too, so that low cooldown charge is just going to be able to disrupt these fights non-stop. And yeah, we see this Roshan beginning, and 7 Deadly Sins, do they want to contest? They're all grouping up. It looks like they're waiting for a smoke though. Oh, and it got put into a backpack. This is not going to work for them. Too slow. They gotta start walking and smoke halfway.
It's gonna be close. They're walking, but 2 stone zombies too much. Smelter's getting pretty low though. You gotta be careful. 1 power shot at the wrong time. Oh god, it's getting so low. They're gonna finish it. They're gonna finish it. The Kiss is complying in. It wasn't gonna be quick enough, but Lifestealer does rates just in time. Dubu charges out the wrong direction, gets snowballed, but has the bulldoze getting slowed down. Focus fires there for the tag team. So much damage, and they do finish off Dubu. Wukong's Man is dropped out of there. Infest gets out of there. There's the thingy over the top step. There is the thingy, but they're going to take out Smelter because there's so much damage. First, life gets taken out. Hat death drops to the winners towards the top from the Wyvern. Wyvern's just wrecking on top of Hatsumi. There's still more zombies coming out. Hatsumi's going to snowball. Is definitely going to die, but going to survive a little bit longer, hopefully. Here we go. Stun for 2, but Ice Path connects, and down goes Hatsumi.
So 2 for 2 there. They do get the Aegis. I mean, that's not the worst fight in the world. You know, I think they're still at a disadvantage because the XP and the gold from Roshan goes the way of the Dire, but you know, about as even a fight as you could hope for at this stage in the game. And you know, the cores get out, the Monkey King and the Wind Ranger get out. Tusk ends up dead on the back side of that. Might have been able to get out with a Blink Dagger or something like that, but not the case. And you know, not terrible. We'll have to see how 7 Deadly Sins plans to get back into this game though, because it does feel like they're playing not to lose at this point. I really think they need to find some way to crack this game open. Maybe make a smoke gank happen, find this Lifestealer, get a lucky shackle shot off or something that can really kind of drag them out of this hole, because, you know, they're getting out farmed and they're getting out positioned on the map. And the game kind of feels like it's a matter of time, even though they're very much still technically in it.
We do hopefully have some good timings. We got the BKB on Wind Ranger. I don't think Izio's used it yet. And Monkey's going for a BKB. Not quite yet. Hat almost killed their own teammate. Forced after a tree that Monkey's on top of. But right as Monkey leaped away. That was scary. That would have almost certainly have been the death of Monkey.
Yeah.
Cookie. In a, I don't know what just happened, direction. Oh, Spinning gets dropped out. They're going to Wyvern. Wyvern's going to get pretty low, but just get out of the Kong. So much damage. That's so locked. It's ridiculous. Sticky Bomb comes out. Ice Shards with the Ice Path. Charge coming in, and Owlace gets dropped. Oh, trying so hard. Punch comes in with the Snowball. He's complying as well. Nice Shackle Shot comes in, perfectly connected, but the heals with the Tombstone. And there's the Winner's Curse. Down goes Hat. Too much damage from the Tusk. Zombies are there. Charge forward from Dubu with the Infest, and they're going to just wail on them. Focus fire, though, on the Lifestealer, who's getting so a bit low. Is it going to be enough damage? It's not going to be enough damage. Down goes Izio. That was their only chance. So much slow. Snowball's there, delay the inevitable, and it looks like Hatsumi tries to get the shard, pushing over, and does not quite get it enough.
Yep. So 4 for nothing in the favor of Team Diego there, and I think that fight really exemplified why Monkey's build isn't maybe so optimal here. You know, he found the perfect start to the fight, found the Winter Wyvern in the trees, cast off the ultimate, but you know, you need time for those Ags clones to build up and do damage, and he has no other damage, really. You know, looking for that BKB, doesn't have that, so as soon as he's silenced out, he's just kind of caught. I think, you know, if we look at something like a Desolator into a BKB, into an Aghanims a little bit later in the game, maybe he has some burst and kill potential if he finds these heroes like that, but, you know, just not the case, and now they're losing a Rax.
Tombstone gets dropped. Oh, they're going to go for it? Okay, they're not going to heal. Okay, it's dead. It's dead. They got the Rax, got the melee Rax. That's the important one. And they're going to back off. Izio's looking for something. Izio does not have a blink. Power Shot's in. Wants to find someone, but no one is there. Oh. The monkeys get... Oh, Koki comes in, does connect, and does Smell Sort, but Smell Sort's so tanky. Blast Off comes in, does connect. There is no Tombstone at the moment. Silence is on with their focus fire as well. Archer's getting so low, so long. Let's with the punch, and down goes Smell Sort. They finally taken Lifestealer.
The Lifestealer toggled off his armlet in the middle of that fight. I think if he left it on, he was
fine.
Shot
on the 2. Goes there. Power Shot. Jumping forward, Primal Spring, and there is the bomb. Down goes Bandit in Disguise. They're going to come back in. Hat is in hot pursuit of Dubu. Do they have any more vision? 10 seconds still for Shadow Blade. Charge forward, but the Snowball stops it in mid-jump. Polar Bear, there's the thing. Dubu, you can do it. Down the Strike is there. Bulldoze has ended, so not very long. But there's the Winner's Curse. Hero Winner's Curse. Dubu charges away. What just happened? Hatsumi gets absolutely wrecked.
Yeah, this Spirit Breaker is so tanky, and being able to just kind of charge on that 6-second cooldown, even though it got canceled, doesn't matter. Able to get the next one off, and of course the Bulldoze keeping him safe from all the dusts and stuns that were coming his way. Very hard hero to track down right now, but you know, hats off to 7 Deadly Sins. I mean, they pushed out of their base after a pretty catastrophic loss of their top racks, and were able to just, you know, surprise Diego in their own triangle and get the Lifestealer, and it really looked like the Lifestealer wasn't expecting that fight. You know, a little bit scattered, was just farming Ancients, ended up kind of panic toggling in the middle of that fight, and a little bit of damage kind of caught him at the wrong time and ends up dying.
Definitely good pickoffs for the side of 7 Deadly Sins, or at least good something. Yeah. They got something.
Now, Owllegs finally picks up this BKB, definitely late and definitely behind schedule here, but BKB Aghanim's starting to look a little bit more like the build he wants. He's heading towards a Basher as well, kind of hoping that'll help him duke it out with this Lifestealer. You know, he's still a ways behind in this carry matchup, about 3K net worth, but... you know, there's always room to come back, especially if a couple of these turnaround kills come. If the Lifestealer gives up another kill or two like he just did, anything could happen here. And yeah, we see on the Lifestealer's build as well, he's gone very kind of utility focused on this Lifestealer. Very little damage, but you know, Armlet, Mage Slayer, Heaven's Halberd, and now heading for a Monkey King bar, so he'll have a little bit more damage coming out from that, but very much built to kind of deal with some of these magic damage heroes. Like, you know, it's gonna help with some of the Maelstrom damage, it'll help killing the techies and all that sort of stuff, but you know, Mage Slayer pickup's kind of curious in my opinion. Now that I'm like really thinking about it, there's not too much damage that you need to reduce, and you know, even the added magic resistance. It's like, what are you really resisting here? But
Dean on the Wyvern's already got Bloodthorn, so now has the Mage Slayer built into that.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just doing Lifestealer eventually build into Bloodthorn, just because silence is just good.
Yeah.
And True Strike, I guess, on this Wind Ranger once her BKB is off. It does seem like they're counting a lot, right? On like a Spellstrike's not going for damage. They're counting on the Wyvern to be their DPS, or they're just gonna like overwhelm them with. Well, Spirit Breaker does some damage. It's not like ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think that is probably the idea, right? Is that if the
they charge on Owlex.
Oh, wow.
Oh no, Cookie gets away. Sticky Bomb comes out, another strike is there though. Can Owlex get out of there? Owlex has BKB but doesn't pop it. Owlex gets dropped. Focus Fire is there. There's the Bloodthorn though on a Tusk. It's getting so low. Kisses come flying out there. There's the last one coming. 1, 2, 3 heroes. Tombstone is there though. Down goes Dean the Disaster. 9-time streak ended. Banana Skies goes down as well. She is totally toast. Dubu finally sinking down as well. Hat is dropped. And there's so many heroes. I thought kicks that made the Crow Neko. ISO is the only one left to survive. Triple kill for Spellsert.
Yeah, and that Snapfire got a little bit greedy for that Tombstone, thinking, it's my job to kill it, but everybody else was dead. I think it was time to just cut and run there, but Lifestealer and Jakiro live on the dire side, which is the duo that you want alive to take buildings after a team fight here, so they're probably going to grab themselves that outer tier 2 and maybe do a little bit of damage to a tier 3 before backing.
That was a pretty good fight, I feel like, for 7 Deadly Sins. Like, because Monkey Owlex got just totally annihilated at the beginning, didn't get to do anything.
Yeah, well, and I think that's the downside of that BKB pickup in this game is that, you know, Owlex grabs the BKB, but then he's charged by a Spirit Breaker, and Spirit Breaker's just pump faking that ultimate. So what do? Do you just BKB and then get hit by the ultimate while Lifestealer's hitting it? Like, you can't. It's a no-win situation, right?
So mean.
So you either lose the... You lose the 9-second charge on your BKB, or you activate it, take slightly less damage, and still die. You know, it's rough.
Well, we'll see if they can have a good timing of it at some point in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the bright side of all that is that he did hold on to his 9-second BKB. So if a fight gets started in the favor of 7 Deadly Sins, if they're able to find a way to get a fight on their own terms, and he activates that BKB, it's going to matter a lot more than it would have in that situation just then.
So what do you think, like, late game, as far as, can they come back just like Raw, if everyone gets kind of maxed out items, if everyone gets 6 slotted?
Yeah, I think... you know, I think there is a path for it. The Monkey King's farm is kind of the biggest question mark to that. I think this Wind Ranger, a lot rests on their shoulders in terms of addressing this, because, and you can see in the way that they've built, right, like going for this early Maelstrom just to farm, and then like Blink, Chrysalis, now looking at a MKB of their own, you know, just to address this evasion on the Heaven's Halberd on the Lifestealer, really wants to be able to be the answer to that Lifestealer. But it just has never really been the case that a fight has been started by 7 Deadly Sins and they've been able to find and pick their targets. They're always kind of getting gone on, and it's meant that they've had to react a lot, and you know, spells and spell immunity has already been used by the other team. So you know, the one fight that they did get in...
I feel Blinks forward, Shackle Shot, it does connect. Focus Fire as well, so much damage, and it looks like Banana in Disguise will drop down. She gets wrecked.
Yeah, this is the type of play that we need to see for this game to turn around for 7 Deadly Sins.
Here we do Aeon Disc on Jakiro. It does get procced, so, but now it is procced. While Burst Punch is coming in, they do finish off IZO. Kisses are coming in. Is going to finish off Dean. Dean is getting so low, but Cold Embrace is just barely enough. They do face off Dean. Owlex is too much. Pops Wukong's command spell starts outside of it, though. Cookie pushes away from Hatsumi, but there's another strike onto Hat. The disarm has ended, and it looks like Hat is going to be in trouble. But nice Shackle Shot with Focus Fire as well onto Smellstart. Smellstart's getting crazy low, but there's the open wounds. It's not quite enough. Doesn't get there in time. Smellstart gets dropped. Primal spring forward with the bound the strike. So much damage, and down Joe's Jakiro.
There it is.
4 heroes dropped.
We were just talking about that.
You do.
Ooh.
Okay. That was
Just
scary.
right across me. But yeah, like, I mean, when a fight starts for Seven Deadly Sins, when they've got that initiation, things look a lot better for him. And you saw it in action there, that Windranger was able to deal with the Lifestealer as soon as she saw him. Like, once the Lifestealer was out of the infest, was out in the open, a single shackle shot and a focus fire was enough to bring him down quite low. So, you know, maybe this is a turning point here for Seven Deadly Sins as they start, you know, realizing their power against this lineup. And I think, you know, part of this goes a little bit towards, you know, the Lifestealer's build. I don't like some of these item choices, and I think it's resulted in him being a little bit more susceptible than he would be otherwise to this heavy right-click output from the Windranger.
Definitely seems like they've had a lot of good fights lately. Like this one was a follow-up. This one was them in hot pursuit.
Yep. And now knowing that they kind of have this momentum, they're going to smoke straight up as 4 of the heroes from Diego are respawning. And they're going to head out across the map. Maybe not heading in the right direction, but I mean, they might find this Spirit Breaker if they head towards the triangle. Well, okay, he's going to go into them.
Dubu! Oh. So fast. Dubu. Has Shadow Blade, though. If you be very careful. Pop Shadow Blade. Do they have vision?
Dust not in the inventory of the Windranger, unfortunate.
Oh, there's a dust. Dust is popped. There's a charge coming out. Oh, but no way to stop it.
So fast.
Izio already used the blink, so not gonna happen. Oh, and MK was there, but didn't get the boundless strike off.
All right. So
I want to see Owl Legs. I want to see them do the. They got the shard. They got the shard. I want to see them do the thing, with the boundless strike, and then you go to the other end of boundless strike. I don't understand why it's worth 1,400 gold, but it's a thing.
I think it's one that you just get out of Roshan, and that's it. You know, you never buy it, but
I feel like they should at least like give it like a little bit lower cooldown or longer range or something. Then it would make more sense to me. Whatever.
Yeah. But easy Roche here for Team Diego. Gonna just walk right into that pit, and the Radiant team is not aware of this at all. So now the game may be swinging a little bit back in their favor, up to that 19, almost 20k net worth advantage. Aegis in the pocket of Lifestealer, and he's also... Actually, he had the shard, but I think he purchased his shard earlier, so where did it go?
Yeah, I can't already. No, Wyvern has it.
Yeah, okay, Wyvern, yeah. So
I don't know why Wyvern, but like, I was hoping we could put on Jakiro or the Spirit Breaker, but I've never seen the Spirit Breaker one used in like a meaningful way. But it seems like they have enough like targeted spells on Seven Deadly Sins side. It could be interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to like pinpoint what a good, like, you know, Wyvern I guess is kind of the best choice for this. Like, yeah, you could give it to Jakiro, but Jakiro should never really be in a position to like attack like that. You know, the Spirit Breaker shard is just weird and probably bad. And Undying shard, yeah, he's probably not auto-attacking people either. It's kind of good for getting Roche, maybe if you're a core Undying, but yeah, not so much. So I get it. You can on the Wyvern, you can kind of push waves and stuff. You heal a creep, and then boom, it clears the rest of the wave next to it. So
I do like the I don't even know what I was saying, but things are happening. Oh yeah, having a shorter cooldown, cold embrace, definitely good too. They probably would have helped them back then when... Oh, rage forward. They want to take this tower so badly. Charging from Dubu, who does cancel it, faking it out. Alex has to keep walking up just long enough to leave a soldier and then back off, because the soldier keeps building up those stacks.
Yeah. And another DD on this Wyvern. I think this is the third one this game. You know, really able to help contribute to hitting that tower there. Nearly 400 damage on that Wyvern's auto attack. So really bringing that tower down. They do get the tombstone, so maybe Diego's a little bit susceptible to a fight here, but of course still hanging on to that Aegis. So you know, all right, they're going.
But there is the immediate turnaround with the Bloodthorn. Glimmer Cape for the thing. Kisses come flying out with the Ice Path. Hat does eventually drop. And Spellcert is just back in to say hello. Little Shredder. Spellcert charging from Dubu. Hits on a Snapfire. They don't have Kisses anymore. It was already used. Tombstone's not up yet. Shackle does not quite connect. Aegis still up. Dubu charges for fun onto Izio. Might as well. Down goes mid and melee and range racks.
All right, and they're back. So very clean racks there. I think, you know, a bit of an ill-fated initiation from the side of Seven Deadly Sins. I mean, they were looking at that fight. The techies went for the initiation, and it seemed like there was a bit of follow-up. A couple spells got thrown, but I think they all kind of realized they were like, no, we don't want to go down that hill. and fight outside of our base, and so they sacrifice the techies to the base defense gods, and that ends up being it. So with the Aegis still in hand, Diego's going to swing around down to bottom lane, clean up this creep wave, and probably just go round 2 on this tier 3 here.
Yeah, they were one of those hard situations where like they got the surprise cycle shot off on Ange, and they're like, oh wait, that was cool. Nobody's actually around them. Should we go on this? And then by the time they decided to go in, then Ange got force staffed away, and then they were all there, and then it was just too late. But they tried. They tried.
Yep.
Shards, we have Monkey Shard, Snampfire Shard, Techie Shard, Wyvern Shard, Lifestealer Shard. Okay.
Monkey does have a Basher and is now looking at a Scotty. You know, again, I think kind of right items, wrong order here, but may be able to make something happen in this fight. Full Monkey King bar completed on the Wind Ranger, so that could contribute to a defense here as well. I think they're going to maybe feel a little more pressure to go on this one because it is their last rack, so might be a thing where they just have to throw the techies Suicide Squad and just go. Snapfire cookies herself forward to kind of defend that out a little bit, but this chip damage on the tower between the Jakiro and the Wyvern and the Lifestealer, it is going down fast.
Tombstone got dropped, but Chronecho had to spend all little shatter things, and then it got full ripped up again.
Tusk is in, goes blinks for the Winter Wyvern.
Has no way to stop it. Nice blast off on 1-2 heroes, but Hat gets 3-shotted. Hatsumi is quickly to follow. BKB's pop, Wukong's fan is there. They're going to duke it out. Here we go. Monkey versus Lifestealer. This does not seem to be going very well. Balance Strikers that hits on 1-2 heroes. Focus fire there on 2. Banana still somehow alive. Outlight so low. Does eventually drop. Little Shredders there. Banana in Disguise has dropped. Spellster Open Moons onto Izio. Gets charged from Dubu. Primal Spring forward. There's the slow. Another strike is there. There's the bash hitting onto there. Infest and then jumping out. Owlex is did buy back. This could be a dieback. Be very, very careful. Nice
Great
job.
shackle shot.
Shackle shot. Very nice. Spellster's getting pretty low. This damage is from the Wukong soldier. Can they follow up?
No, there's a Fortify available for Radiant. They're not using it. Oh no.
Oh god. Well, that's a dieback from Hat. A dieback from Hat. Shackle shot connects, but oh, maybe the Chronecho gets Ice Path, gets zombied or something, gets everything, gets everyone's dead. ICO, Focus Fire onto Lifestealer, lots of damage. It's a lot of damage. Punch comes out, but Spellster is so tanky. Pops the Satanic, heals up so quickly. There's the Bloodthorn onto Hatsumi, and Hatsumi is toast. Izio's so low. I don't know why they were losing so much HP. Dubu's charging onto Wind Ranger because why not? Are we going to do it? Another strike pushes back out, and down goes Izio. Dubu sacrifice their life to seal the game.
That is it. GG well played is called. So our victors are going to be Diego. They're going to be taking this this game here. This is group stage, so this just means a single point in their pocket as they head towards the playoffs. But you know, really great game all around. I think this Winter Wyvern came in big for them and came out of that laning phase really strong. I think I was talking earlier in the game about how I think Wind Ranger is favored in that lane, but was able to just farm nicely, gets up to that Witchblade, and then starts creating havoc on the map. And you know, that was kind of the story of the game there. I think you know, also like just some of the item choices. Like I think, you know, 7 Deadly Sins really had the tools to deal with Lifestealer at that kind of 15 to 20 minute mark, but they didn't quite apply them right. They didn't quite get the right items. They didn't quite make the right map movements, and it just meant that he was able to kind of just accelerate that game and just continue growing that net worth.
Yeah. They just kept on going in. But both teams had like that one hero that kind of did more of a cautious build, and then it seemed like Wyvern got so fat, and Dubu was fat. Everyone was fat.
Yeah.
in a good thing.
Right on. So I think that's it for us on the main Dota Valkyries cast. I believe they're going to be switching over to hosting another broadcast. Allyviate and I think, are going to hang around here and do one more game in the next group. So we'll be right back in just a few minutes on my stream at Cptn.Canuck Dota on Twitch if you want to check that out. But if you're watching from the main stream, it was awesome being here. Thank you so much for allowing us to present this game to you. It was a blast, and thank you to Dota Valkyries for having us. I hope you enjoy the rest of the tournament and the other games that are going on, and of course I think the playoffs, which are to come next week. So yeah, thank you so much. It's been a blast, and if you're hanging out on my stream, feel free to stick around. We're going to be doing one more game. All right, hello everybody. We are back with more Treasure of the Deep by Dota Valkyries here. We are just jumping into the draft of the second game here. The official stream is over at the Dota Valkyries channel, but Allyviate and I here just kind of wanted to do a little bit more casting. So we're doing one more game, and Allie, I believe you said you really wanted to do this game because you've got some friends on Illegal.
Yes, I'm gonna try not to be biased at all. Oop, there's Grace Jones, player, hero. Yes, I'm trying not to be biased, but yes, Team Illegal. I'm gonna do my best to silently, heavily favor them.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about them. I mean, if you're familiar with them as players and kind of their style, their drafts, their games, I'm coming into this tournament basically knowing none of these teams, so I'd be curious for any insight you got if you got it.
Yeah, I usually forget everything, but I know like most of the people. So Anne Frank X Goku is I think is a stand-in. I don't know them. They're not someone who used to be on the team.
Yep.
Grace Jam used to always play Pos 1, but now they seem to be playing support in this team. I don't know why. And Juicy Panda and Insane Chaos, that's their mid and safe laner. So they're really good. I don't know. I forget everything about them. They do whatever they want. They have fun. They have fun.
Fair enough. Cool. Well, and Dr. Diaspora and Frank X Goku are both in the Lads Guild, which is the league that I play in. So I wonder if they're on a Lads team that I might be familiar with. I'm trying to think of if I know their usernames. I can't seem to recall, but maybe I could find that if I dug a little bit deeper on Dota Buff or something there. But yeah, getting into the draft here. I mean, we've got our first bans and a couple picks knocked out here. I'll jump the stream over to the draft view here. Let's talk about this a little bit. So we're looking at Tusk, Disruptor, Night Stalker, and Lina all banned out. None of those outright surprising. Disruptor's been seeing a lot of play recently, and I think Night Stalker is has kind of shot up in popularity as well. And I don't think he really saw any changes in the D patch, but people have just kind of discovered that this hero can be good again, and he's been kind of popping into the meta here and there.
Yeah, maybe it just fits with their lineup. They don't want to have to deal with that in the off lane. I don't know. But the Witch Doctor, I like this first pick. They love this. Grace Sham loved this. They won with it, I think, earlier in this tournament. They're feeling good with that hero. And Razor. They won with Razor as well. So yeah. 2 heroes already.
Yeah, and Razor's been another hero that's been kind of popping up in this recent meta. I think saw a couple changes in the D patch, and in a lot of people discovering this kind of new Bloodstone offlane build, Arcanes, Vanguard, Bloodstone. It's kind of become a new hero, even though it's somewhat the same as it's always been. So we'll have to see if they kind of play it in that position, if they're going to run it in other lanes. Maybe it ends up being a mid or something, but I think that offlane Razor has kind of been the go-to for a lot of teams recently.
They have the new Razor too. They have the one from the Battle Pass.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Wait, Arcana or Persona? I don't know which one it is, but they have that.
Yeah, I think this one's an Arcana. But yeah, I mean, the skin buff is always a thing, like the Valve gives somebody a skin, they make him nice and strong so that everybody buys the skin.
I thought he was Void Spirit from the picture because I didn't know who it was supposed to be, but then it ended up being Razor, and I was very confused when they finally released it. But Lich and Hoodwink.
Yeah, Lich and Hoodwink on the other team. I'm kind of curious about this one as well, because I mean, this could just be their 5-4, very very standard. But when you pick them kind of back to back in the first phase like this, it makes me think that they might see some flex value in the Hoodwink. They might be looking at it as maybe a mid hero, maybe even a carry. Sometimes we see that out of the Hoodwink. Most traditionally, it's a 4, but when you grab it that confidently in a first phase, the other team kind of has to scratch their heads a bit and be like, oh, do they maybe think they can flex this, and ask themselves how they plan to continue the rest of this draft here. But Illegal banning out the Mars and the Drow, so just kind of getting rid of a couple heroes in that carry and offlane position, both of which they think are going to be needed by Pukle team here, and Void. I was about to say Void Spirit, Faceless Void, taken out by the Dire side. I think that's a really good ban. I mean, Witch Doctor and Faceless Void is a classic combo, and this new Razor, you could just ulti, and I mean, if you buy a Blink Dagger, blink straight into a Chronosphere and have fun, yeah.
When Razor versus this Lich Hoodwink, I mean, I feel like there's nothing stopping it at this point from Razor going standard, well, like quote unquote standard, the Bloodstone stuff with they have a couple single target spells that will be kind of annoying.
Yeah, and I think, like, honestly, these two supports are pretty well set up to deal with Razor. I mean, the big thing with Razor is that you kind of need to be mobile. You want to have movement speed, and you want to be able to get into the middle of fights so that all of your spells do the maximum amount of damage on everybody around you. You're kind of like a Leshrac in that sense. So anything that slows you or repositions you or you know, holds you in place or allows people to kind of escape is a real annoyance to Razor, and I think Lich and Hoodwink both provide that. The Bushwhack is a great stun, kind of pulls him away from whoever he's chasing. Lich obviously has the Sinister Gaze to force him into Lich's direction, and also just a magnitude of stuns that can help kind of keep him away from the fight. And you know, adding the Magnus on top of that, that's another repositioning hero that they could potentially use to kind of separate the Razor from his team or separate him away from themselves if needed.
I definitely feel like I don't see Magnus very often a lot. Like this is pretty cool. And now we got two heroes that can throw people, assuming we get a shard. Then we got Marcy and Magnus. Throw people over their shoulder.
Yeah, and I mean, Marcy Razor was kind of, you know, Marcy Razor or Marcy Viper were kind of the classic, you know, cancer off lanes of the early patches when Marcy was first introduced, and that might be something we see here where they just throw Marcy and Razor at the off lane and say have fun. But you know, there's a lot of options. There's some flexibility in Illegal's draft because I mean, I've seen Marcy kind of getting more into a core position ever since some of the nerfs to the range on rebound, so she hasn't been able to be as much of a utility hero, but still maintains a lot of that carry potential and the damage from her ultimate. So this Marcy might end up proving to be a core in some capacity. Maybe it's a carry, maybe it's off lane, maybe the Razor goes carry. Dawnbreaker could be a support, could go mid, could go off lane. Lots of flexibility and options for Illegal's draft here.
Definitely, regardless for Marcy, even if she is support, like it's she's the kind of hero where you can just get a BKB on her and she does damage after she gets that. She pops her ult and she can take out some of the other supports, even if she doesn't get anything else. It can be pretty cool. And now we got Slark, which I mean I like it. They have a lot of things to get away from Razor at this point. They can run away from static links and stuff.
Mr. V, I've gotten this comment a couple times. This mic's, for some reason, OBS doesn't seem to like it, and I do think I'm only coming through on one channel in the audio. I think I just made a change. Let me know if that fixes it. If not, I can continue adjusting. I'm not sure what it is. This mic and OBS together, like, mic seems fine on Discord, but on OBS, it just only likes the left channel
like one
for this
side?
one. Yeah, it only comes out the left channel, and I got that message from the admins as well, saying, "Hey, you're only coming out of the left side," and I have no clue what the deal is there.
That is weird.
But, yeah, I tried yeah, and it seems fine on Discord. I tried like skewing my balance to the right in the audio settings of OBS, and it just isn't seeming to change it. So. Oh, maybe if it's because it's stereo and it's a mono input. There we go. Okay, so I changed that input to... There we go. That's why. It's because OBS... Yep. Aha! I wish I figured that out last game when we were on the official stream. That sucks. Oh, well. Yeah, no, the admin messaged me, and I, like, didn't have time to type a message back, but I, like, made a change and then didn't get another message. So I was like, oh, it must be fine. Turns out it wasn't, and is only fine now. But now I know, at least, that's what I got to do. So, anyways, thanks for the troubleshooting there, V. Anyways, so yeah, back to the draft. That Slark comes out for Pukle team. So, again, this looks like a very bog standard draft. It's a very readable draft on their side. You know, like I said, I was just talking about the flex value of Illegal and what they can do with all of these different heroes. It's kind of hard to decide which lane they're going to go to, and they can wait until the game starts to decide that. Pukle, I think, kind of has a you know, they're set. Slark is going safe lane. They're going to be with the Lich. Magnus maybe mid, maybe off lane, but kind of doesn't matter which one. And then Hoodwink is going to be in that 4 position likely. So so pretty standard draft from Pukle, and we'll see if that flexibility kind of plays into how the laning phase goes once we get into this game here.
I mean, it's so much chaos on the side of illegal to bring it. Like, just Razor starts this thing, and then everyone just goes to town. So many things to do all at the same time. So many spammable things.
Yeah.
Well, I guess on both sides, but yep.
And
illegals is definitely flexible.
yeah, and I mean, yesterday when I was casting,
oh god,
ooh, Bloodseeker coming out. All right, so that's fancy. So I think that ends up relegate. Actually, this is curious. So maybe we're looking at a Razor mid now, or no, probably a Dawnbreaker mid actually. Dawnbreaker mid, Razor off lane with the Marcy, and then Bloodseeker safe lane. That seems to make sense to me. We'll have to see what they could do. I mean, I had a conversation with Neff the other day when I was casting BTS of like teams that kind of do flex picks but not really. Like the idea that like, oh yeah, we're gonna pick, you know, CM and Tiny because Tiny could go anywhere and CM could be 4, could be 5. Like, oh, you don't know. But like really, it's like, no, okay, that's your 4 or 5. Like, you know. Yeah, people say Tiny is a flex pick, but it's like, when was the last time Tiny Core was actually played in a competitive game? It's not very good. So, like, you know, you always kind of know it's going to be 4. And it's like, oh, we could throw it mid. It's like, are you going to, though? No, you're not, right? So, I think there's a little bit of that going on Puke Lane where they were like, oh, okay, we'll expose the Magnus because Magnus is flexible. But it's like, no. Like, nah, Magnus is probably just going off lane. So
it's gonna be like a mid. Oh, it's already mid Dawnbreaker. So Dawn versus Mag. I think Mag's. Oh no, like it's a mid. Wait, mid stat doesn't make any sense. But that's their mid player. Die. I don't understand what's going on. Offlane Mag mid Snapfire versus Dawnbreaker. I was going by what they usually do. Juzukan is the carry Bloodseeker, and Sandcast is mid, and then Goku is the cool offlane Razor. Oh, looks so cool.
Yeah.
Tornadoes. I like the Dawnbreaker skin too.
All right, so getting into the game here took a little bit to load there. I think the players are just grabbing their heroes, but yeah, we're getting into it. Looks like you know, interesting drafts on both sides. I think there's a decent amount of kind of everything that you need for a draft in this game. Oh, we're gonna have a disconnect, of course, as needed. But yeah, a bit of everything on both drafts. Some good team fights, some good damage, like a decent amount of stuns and stuff. I think both teams kind of have the potential to, you know, take this game. But to me, this illegal draft looks just a little bit more nasty. You know, when I look at these heroes, I'm like, oh, I don't want to play against that. And when I look at the Dire team, I'm like, okay, you know, I know how to play against that, right? Like, yeah, Slark sucks, but you beat him in lane.
It's a mean team. Their lineup is mean. It's not like as terrible as if you had a Viper or Veno and do certain weird combinations, but it's still pretty annoying.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll have to see how the teams execute this, because like I said, I would believe in either of these drafts. I think we're probably looking pretty 50-50 on the actual draft, but yeah, again, if I was like looking down the barrel of that illegal draft, I'd be like, ugh, I don't want to play against Bloodseeker. I don't want to play against Razor. You know, and you get a little whiny about it.
Let's see how their lineups go. I don't know how good Die will be on that mid Snap, but Snap versus Dawn, I suppose it can go either way. Everything can go either way. It's up to how well the players play. There's no clear, like, obvious counters.
Yeah. All right. Looks like we're actually ready to go. Cool.
And they all have the cool skins. The cool hoodwink.
Oh, Die is still disconnected in Discord. Please wait. All right. Wah, wah. So confirming suspicions, this Marcy is not going to be played in a core position. We'll be in that. We'll be 4 with the Razor here. Now we'll see how this plays out because, like I said, Marcy did receive some pretty hefty nerfs in the most recent patch, and from what I've seen, it's resulted in a lot less people playing her in a support role because she has less utility. But, you know, maintaining her damage, a lot more people are playing her in that kind of core damage role. So we'll see how this works out for Diaspora if there's maybe some moments where that reduced range on Dispose factors into, you know, some missed kills or something like that we can kind of point to and say, oh, you know, got patched, you know.
Blame it on something else.
Yeah. But mid Dawnbreaker versus Snapfire, this is an interesting matchup. Not one that I can say I see very often. But you know, part of me has to imagine it's Snapfire favored, just being ranged and being a hero with lots of damage and stuff. But Dawnbreaker, very resilient hero, decent armor, decent health pool. That Celestial Hammer is just great at clearing waves. So it might be something where we end up surprised, where we think the Dawnbreaker is going to get harassed down a little bit, survives, gets a bottle, gets some runes, and then just finds some early kills and stuff. But
with the blast, there is the pulling back with the thing, and down goes Grace Jam. Lady gets first blood. Oh god, they're still following through. Frost Blast on Juicy Panda. They're gonna have another Shockwave in like a little bit. Juicy Panda, can she do it? Bushwhack does connect though. Oh, Juicy Panda,
Yeah, 2 for nothing down on the bottom lane there. I was keeping an eye on top because they landed a pounce onto Arcadia and then got the static link from Razor, but does manage to get away with that level 1 pounce. Does mean that there's no Essence Shift to kind of harass on level 1, but against a Razor, you're not going to be Essence Shifting all that much anyways. So, so yeah, great start for Pukle team. They find a couple kills on the bottom rune. I think that was a 2-for-2 rune exchange, but with the 2 kills on top, they're definitely feeling good.
Over at bottom, they got level 1 blood, right? Which, I mean, I guess that's fine. But they had a really good time, so we get the rune, but then it was just perfect bushwhack. Everyone chained everything perfectly on Pukle. Celestial Hammer, there we go. Oh, Starbreaker already connects. So much damage not to die.
Yeah.
But then perfectly timed turnaround, knowing that, yeah, Insane Chaos can't come up any further. So it's always cool when I see players do that. Like, they knew exactly when to turn around, even though they could get hit again.
Yeah. And that was what I was talking about, right? It was like, you know, it feels like this is going to be Snapfire favored, but if those spells land, if that Celestial Hammer hits, it does so much damage, and you can see exactly how that ends up in a pretty even health exchange there.
It does seem like Snapfire should be good as far as not dying. Once you got the cookie, then you should be able to get out of any Starbreakers. Okay, they're pulling forward, damage onto the Razor. Nice rebound on a 2. This Shadow Link as well on Arcadia. Arcadia does have a pounce. Should be able to get away, but oh wait, goes to the direction. Oh, so good. Catches on Diaspora, who is in range of the tower, and Frank Goku wants to kill Arcadia, but it's just too much damage. One more hit and down.
So close. Playing with fire there, and Pukle, like, they use that tower aggro so well there, just knowing exactly that they could jump back in and leash up that Marcy, leash up that Razor as they were retreating up from the tower, and they find the kills. And you know, something I didn't think about so far in this game here is the Bloodseeker Slark matchup. You saw the Thirst kick in as the Slark got really low there. You know, that's going to be kind of a thorn in their side throughout the entire course of this game, is the Slark's going to not be able to regen if he ends up too low.
Yeah, always the thing with having Bloodseeker on your side. And if he ults and he runs away and you ruptured him, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So much. That was Arcadia play was so good. Like, I was like, why are you not pouncing away? And then, oh, because you're going to bait them to come in, and then at least right when there's no more creeps left, and the tower will attack.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Knew exactly how to get the most out of their hero there. So that was really, really well played. And we do have a lot of hero specialties in this game, especially for Pukle. I mean, they've got the Platinum tier on the Lich, they got the Master tier on the Hoodwink, and then I think the rest are non-Dota Plus buyers that are sitting at that level 5, so presumably knowing that Slark really well as well.
It's always funny when you can tell that.
Yeah, it's nice kind of getting to the end of a draft and just kind of seeing where the comfort picks are, and saying, okay, yeah, this team drafted for themselves. You know, they knew what they were, they know what they're doing here. Leash comes out onto Slark. He pounces away, and no harm, no foul there. They just kind of go their separate ways. That's going to be on cooldown for a little while.
Bull's coming. Diaspora's like, no, no. Oh, but then the creeps came, so never mind.
Yeah. This game, I think we're seeing more of these camp shenanigans than the last game we casted. I think I made a comment in the last one about how neither team blocked the hard or small camp on either team.
Gotta be careful. Finish Gates comes back in. Should have a pounce in like a second. Diaspora does not have anything to go to. Pounce does connect. Diaspora is leashed. Another Frost Blast comes out, and Diaspora gets taken down by Arcadia.
Yeah, and this is a super interesting build from the Slark, actually. 2 points in the pounce with no points in Dark Pact yet. I think he's kind of realized that nothing that comes out from this Razor Marcy lane is going to, is going to be something that he can purge. I mean, yeah, maybe you purge off the slight slow from Plasma Field or the Marcy stun if you time it just right, but might as well just get the 2 points in pounce so you can hold people down and get more damage out. And that's exactly what we've seen him do. He's gotten 2 kills already just landing those pounces. Marcy rotates into mid, but great cookie back.
In the Scatter Blast, dies like, oh, you want it?
Oh, no, like that was fine. I just meant to say that was the patch we were just talking about there, right? Like Marcy goes for that leap, but it's the shortest, stubbiest little range and doesn't manage to make it all the way over to die, and he just turns around and gets that great cookie off. So Diaspora making a ill-fated gank attempt on mid and now has to rotate back up to top.
It was so sad. They're like, there we go over at top. Leash catches on to Debbie. Oh wait, onto Razor. Razor's like, oh no, but nice.
The toss away.
Well done by Diaspora.
Yeah, and unfortunately, still a bit of a loss for this Razor here. Ends up really low without any regen, so he's gonna get stuck kind of away from the wave for a little while here. But yeah, this 2 points on pounce is deadly.
Oh, they catch out there. Charge forward, slow on the Gratian. Gratian pops a Fairy Fire. One more hit to do the trick. Oh, one more, and
can he make it?
Oh, it should be there. Yep.
Oh,
no, can't
fogged!
it, but has the juke.
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know how you would juke that. I don't think it's possible, but maybe if you misclicked.
Yeah.
Well done.
Dawnbreakers checks the top rune for checks the top river for the rune. Does not find it. It is on to die and. But Dawnbreaker's sitting at level 6 now, so maybe we see some shenanigans on a side lane. Razor baits a pounce or something, and then they ulti in.
Over at bottom, Cptn charges away, does get caught by the Blood Right and the Maledict.
Yeah, not going to lose too much damage off of that, though. The Blood Right didn't hit.
Dies. Getting a bit low, but nothing really to follow up from Insane Chaos, and going to take the check of damage. Cookie does connect and dies like, I don't really care. Pops the stick, charges Insane Chaos, so their TP's coming in from the Lich. No, Insane Chaos initially gets pulls back in.
Oh no!
He's just flying out, and Insane Chaos gets taken down. This team, Puke.
That was a great rotation from the Lich. That was probably going to be a kill for the Dawnbreaker if he was left alone there.
Top, they're caught in their lead, is getting pretty low. There's a static link, down goes Lady. Dispose coming back, Arcadia does not. One more second for the Leash, but it's not quite there.
Yeah, great dive under the tower there, and with the Dawnbreaker dead, no assistance there, but none needed as they take that dive under the tower on their own, get themselves 1 kill, and actually on bottom when they lost the Hoodwink as well. So, yeah, a couple kills going the way of Team Illegal.
Nice job pushing Great Spike back in the tower. Nice job with the Shockwave Skewer.
Yeah. Soft lane Magnus looking really strong right now. Got his Arcane Boots up and 3 points in Shockwave. So plenty of harass to kind of keep Juicy Panda in check here while they try to sustain with that thirst.
We almost got level 6 on Arcadia. That's going to be a big point. But God, that's 7 mid. This is like twice now we've seen Puklave. They've had these really awesome. Oh no! Charge back in the tower. Juicy Panda is getting very low. Nice job with the Shockwave. Here comes Sword going out with the Blood Right. Enough heals. There we go. But TB's coming in from the Snapfire. Now it connects. Starbuck though does not hit. TB's from Lich. Lich is going to be here, but it's going to be fast enough. They're going to catch out with Cookie on the Grace Jam, and Celestial Hammer will slow them just enough that they should not take out Dawnbreaker.
Yeah.
They TP'd, 4 heroes down there.
Yeah, big rotation for both teams. I mean, the Dawnbreaker ulti committed for that to try to help out the Bloodseeker there. Bloodseeker does get out. And I was actually surprised they didn't commit more on the Magnus. The Magnus gets ruptured, runs into the trees, and they kind of just let him sit there and focus on the supports. And now actually in the jungle here, Insane Chaos runs into Debbie and just pops the Lich. Just completely disappears. So nice free kill for the Dawnbreaker, makes their way back to mid, and things looking pretty stable. Something interesting I'm noting as well is that despite the kills being 3 to 8 in the favor of Pukle, they are still down in net worth, actually. 1k net worth advantage to the Radiant, and I think this is just going towards the farm difference between the Razor and the Slark here. You know, this Razor is having a great lane, and the Slark is having a really hard time approaching and getting last hits, even though they got those early kills.
Arcadia is just not pouncing away until the very last second when the static link's already over.
Yeah.
That was cute.
I think wanted to avoid the potential of pouncing and then being landed on by a Marcy stun and kind of getting caught in the same position again. But yeah,
definitely makes sense. Hey, do you think so? As time goes on, like as far as farm changing, because right now Mag's at the top net worth wise, because Cptn is presumably up there. They want to get a rupture. They want to do it. There's a rupture. There's the Maledict and the whatever cast coming out. Do they have a stun? They don't have a stun. Cptn, it's gonna TP out. Meanwhile, and Frank X Goku Razor goes down at top. They're pursuing after Lady. Lady should be dropping. But there's the first. They're just running.
Rebound just barely gets the Marcy out. And actually down on bottom, the Hoodwink pays for that fight with her life as well.
Oh no.
So
Debbie's looking.
Yeah, continuing.
Oh no, that's for Debbie with the Frost Blast. Is it gonna be? Nope, not enough.
Not enough. Marcy too strong, but either way, they do get the Razor up there and push in onto the tower a little bit. So this top lane, you know, a little bit, a little bit back and forth, a little bit questionable. I mean, Illegal is definitely winning the farm trade up here just because of the nature of the heroes in general. But
Starbreaker's there, but Solar Guardian's used to run away. Is it gonna be fast enough? Barely gets out of there in time. Where did they go? All the way to top tower. There's a sidekick for the lifesteal. The Lich attack following, and that was funny.
Wait, Regen Rune was bottled, activated, and then ended there. I don't... Was there a random tick of damage?
It was the Lich had out the auto attack off while Solar Guardian was going, so the auto attack followed all the way over. It was so cute. I was following it. It was hilarious.
That's hilarious. I was trying to figure that out. I was like, oh, he's gonna be full health, and then it just stopped. And wait a second, what?
I'm sure they expected that, and then it was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
That's mean. Die is baiting. Nope. Oh, TP's coming in from Marcy, but Die is too smart. Overred. They're waiting at bottom. They want someone to come to bottom.
Yeah.
Juicy Panda is not there. Sep's going for Scepter first. Oh, okay. I like it. I like it. Just gobble up into ult, into whatever.
Yeah, that does seem to be the mid Snapfire build. And you know, I think with the Magnus on your team, that'll be very valuable. I watched a game the other day that where that just seemed like a terrible idea, and I was kind of criticizing it. But you know, I think there's a lot of potential for it in this game, and you know, my co-casters the other day were talking about how it's really a great farming tool. Like you know, that gobble up just kills a wave on its own, so you can kind of just.
They popped the ult. Arcadia popped their ult, but Debbie's here. Debbie's not level 6 yet. What? Oh, now it's level 6 just in time. Get it out to stop. Let's have Sinister Gaze. This is going to be enough. Does around just in time to kill off Arcadia and Debbie, but they get the Chain Frost out balancing perfectly. It looks like Razors and Sinister Gaze travel. Blinking forward with the skewer, and down goes Anfrink. So cool. That's the blink reveal on the Magnus. Ult is popped. RPGs on 2 heroes from Cptn. Is anybody else coming in up here? Here comes Snapfire with the kisses. Here they come flying out. Rupture though onto Cptn. Are they going to stay in there? Pull back with the shockwave. Dodging them out. Oh my gosh, so much damage. Juicy has to walk back there and does end up dropping to the kisses. They do finish off with the blood
the skewer. Instead of committing that last attack, decides to skewer and ends up killing himself on the rupture, I believe. But
no, the blood right ended. It was at the last second.
Yeah, absolutely comical there. But what was that? A 4-for-1, 4-for-2 trade? 4-for-3. Looking at the fight recap here, but net worth definitely swinging in the favor of Pukle there.
Serious trouble. Static link there, and Frank. Oh, but Cookie goes away. It's still connected. It is still connected. Going back to tower should be okay. Oh, one more second. Does not pursue. Yep. That's weird. I guess tower. He's just going for the tankier build, getting the Vanguard. Makes sense. Makes sense. Someone's very low. Juicy Panda is following someone, looking for Die, but Die is not there. Juicy Panda going for Maelstrom. And Insane Chaos getting Blink on the Dawnbreaker. Or Dawnbreaker. I always get them mixed up. Oh, over there. They skewer back into the tower. Solar Guardian's coming in with the Blood Right. and Craig is here. They're going onto the magnets. It could be enough. There's was that horn toss? That wasn't horn toss. That was just a dispose. Yeah. They're looking for the hoodwink. Sharpshooter comes out, connects on Razor, but they do take down Lady as well. 2 kills.
Great turnaround there. They had the Bloodseeker kind of just hanging out in the neighborhood, farming up those small camps, and you know the Magnus goes on the Razor thinking, okay, I got a solo hero here, but then the Bloodseeker that they didn't see in the Dawnbreaker changes the tides of that battle.
Pops the ult there, Bloodright is there. Diaspora is definitely going to die. Cookie goes a little too far. Synergy Gaze gets, neutral creep for the win.
Oh, that was a neutral creep deny. Oh, no.
Neutral creep tip. Where's the neutral creep tips? Someone tip the neutral creep.
That was,
which one was it? It was the Wild Wing. Oh, wait, which one was it? The Wild Ring
Ripper.
The Wild Ring Ripper. But they both attacked. I don't know which one got the actual last hit.
Oh, I don't know.
They both got hits off.
Yeah. And this has been such an odd laning phase. I'm trying really hard to parse who's coming out on top here, but you know, with the kill advantage being in the favor of Pukle, and but the net worth being in the advantage of Illegal, like it seems like they're farming better out of this, but maybe not as well as they should have been. I mean, this kind of indicates to me that maybe they should have, you know, had the advantage in the laning phase and been much further ahead at this point, but just kind of didn't play some of these engagements and skirmishes just right, and ended up dropping kills where they shouldn't have, and now they're, you know, maybe at an even state when they should have been quite far ahead.
Maybe that was their expectations. It's been really weird. It has gone back and forth. I don't... Oh, TPing to mid. Things are happening at mid. Grace Jam is in trouble, maybe. Pops the ult. Pushback does cancel it out, but there's a Maldic. Coaching in, but RP is used on just the poor little Marcy. Marcy's running away, but has sidekick. Diaspora gets hit by the Sharpshooter. Isn't going to be enough. Special hammer for the slow. Coming back in, Starbreaker connects on a Lady. Lady gets dropped down. Kisses flying out to the connect. Diaspora is too far away, just barely too far away, and the Kisses do not get the kill.
Yeah.
Insane Chaos is like, hello.
That Marcy escape was crazy, because I mean that RP was committed basically just for the Marcy. The Witch Doctor was already dead, and somehow manages to escape. That pig pole, I think, was the key to that escape. 1 or 2 auto attacks just avoided with that extra bit of movement speed, and the Dawnbreaker coming in to turn around that kill in the Hoodwink. So really well played by Illegal there.
I felt like the RP, it could have been really good if it stopped the rebound, like landing and stunning everyone, and then like maybe it could have been a big setup with Sora guarding and like various things on top of that. So maybe the RP was to be preemptive, even though nothing actually happened.
Yeah, and this tier 1 tower going to be denied now as the siege creep brings it down into the deny range and then dies. So they get that taken away.
I like this Insane Chaos. Deso first. But you need to get Shard next. Why are you getting Blink? Shard. You need Shard, right? Like, you're going to keep getting wrecked. But you do what you want.
Yeah, that's true. Shard does look very, very good this game. And we'll see if they switch it up. It might be a thing where they get to 1400 and remember that, oh yeah, Shards are a thing and pick that up. But,
oh god, we got Invis. Debbie is just going to walk right into all of them. Smoke gets broken, but you're surrounded by everyone. There is the cast. They do pop the Chain Frost. They do finish off Debbie, but it's going to bounce around a bit. Don't fall there. That was something.
And that'll be the first 2 charges on that Desolator for the Dawnbreaker, so already off to a nice start and getting that built up and getting the maximum amount of damage you can out of that.
I do see Slark going for Scepter as their first like real item. Just that, gobble up! We saw it! Die gets first gobble up, and the Cookie to follow, and the pound, so much damage. Dawnbreaker's in trouble, tries the Starbreaker, but gets wrecked. Huge ult coming out from Arcadia, who pops the elbow strike, does cancel it out. Sharpshooter coming out. Oh, but dodges it with the
Voodoo Switcheroo, and that might be enough to bring down Arcadia.
No, almost. So close, but the Rupture's going to prevent any for regenning. TP's out from Arcadia, and it should be fine.
I really thought that last burst of Maledict might bring down the Slark, but really well played by the Witch Doctor in a dire situation there. 2 goes down for Illegal, though, and Pukle, nice little pickup on the mid lane there. You were asking about the Slark Ags beforehand, and I think, you know, it's tough to say. Like, I do think it's good, and this is probably ideal. You might have wanted, like, a different intermediate item. I mean, going for this Falcon Blade, it's pretty standard, but I think a lot of Slarks, you'll see them go for something else in between, whether it's, you know, like an Echo Saber or a Diffusal Blade or something like that.
Oh, got hasted, but Ruptured! Oh, running the life out. Die gobbles up, misses with the toss on a Lady, but knows they're in trouble. Starbreaker misses. The Rupture has ended, and Hasting running out of there. Break hits on Insane Cat. The Sharpshooter Kisses come flying in, and they're going to avoid everything. Grace Gem is kind of caught in the wrong place. Drops the Shadow Amulet. Switcheroos a little bit. It's still sitting there, so it's still kind of dead. Oh, Sword Guardian comes back in. There is lands back onto 1-2 heroes. There's the ult coming in. RP hits on a death. There's Sinister Gaze goes back, but Goku gets a double kill on that Razor with the whatever ult thingy-majig, and they're going to follow up onto the Lich. Debbie gets dropped as well. Bloodright is dropped. Dai is the only one left to survive.
Yeah, so 4-for-1 exchange for illegal. So starting to finally find those consistent fights. Like I said, I think they're it looked like their draft should be winning, and then they kind of were just giving up fights here and there. But that was a more decisive victory. That Dawnbreaker ulti right on the skewered Bloodseeker was super nice. Meant that Magnus, you know, it was I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me type of thing.
Did the Sword Guardian, was that like on after the skewer or on someone else who was there before the skewer? Or how did that like line up?
I think it was right as the skewer was landing. I think you kind of preemptively cast it ahead of the skewer, and then it, you know, the radius kind of just worked as soon as the skewer landed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because you can like do it as far away from you as you can from that person.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was pretty big. And Grace Jam once again, I think she was the one reason why that went so well.
Yeah,
and they like all wait in that one spot, and then she switcherood, and then they're all kind of there underneath. Wait, there was a ward, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there was a ward. I think it got removed there, but that was a really nice bait, just kind of, being in that area, and then, like, popping the Shadow Amulet to stall a little bit, and then the Voodoo Switcheroo to stall a little bit more. You know, can't be understated how valuable that Switcheroo is to just be able to disappear on a support hero and stall a fight out for another 3 seconds while your team arrives.
Here we come. Great Sham is here as well. Probably the cast comes out. They do pop the Eye of the Storm. Chain Frost does bounce around, but not in the right direction. Okay, in some right directions. They do take down Debbie.
Yep. So Bloodstone completed on the Razor there. Now, like, having disassembled the Arcanes and the Vanguard, having that item in short order, and we'll probably be heading towards probably an Ags or a BKB after this.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm not sure what the best one would be. I would think I like Ags, but I don't know what people normally do. I'm sure BKB will be very helpful.
Yep.
Dawnbreakers, still not good. You should get Chart. And Thank Chaos, you're just too good for me. Too good for me. Arcadia did finish up that axe on the Slark. So I guess that means like they should survive a lot better, I guess, but just still gonna take a while for them to get up their farm.
Yeah.
They're still a little bit behind.
Presumably, but I mean, with the Rupture on the board, if that Rupture ever hits the Slark, this Axe becomes next to useless. I mean, you just don't want to press that button at that point. So, you know, I think it's really going to be down to kind of how they can maneuver these fights. This Slark has to come in afterwards and be the cleanup crew. Can't be the first one in the fight, or can't be the first one getting caught. Thankfully, I do think they have kind of a lineup for that with the, you know, Gobble Up to kind of start fights and the Magnus to get the RPs and stuff. They do have somebody that can kind of start this stuff off, but Slark just needs to be careful with their positioning, make sure that they're not going in too deep or too far and exposing themselves to some of this catch that Illegal has.
They're setting up so hard. Oh, but they know. Acorn Shot bounce. They know they're up there. CVJ's here. Has Lotus Orb. Okay. Swordbreaker does connect though with the Blood Right. Magnus got Blood Righted. And already used Lotus, so couldn't do anything. Gobble Up connects onto Juicy Panda with the pounce as well. BKB's popped by the Bloodseeker, should be fine. There we go, Eye of the Storm, and the Leash pounces away though. Sharpshooter does not connect. Shadow Amulet from Grace Gem. Rupture hits onto the Snapfire, who already used Kisses. They're gonna keep going. Buffstone is popped. The Bushwhack does connect. They're still kind of not sure if they should go. Pounce. Oh, wrong spot. Poor Slug. RP has on a 1-2-3 hero turn, connects, comes back in, but the perfectly Chain Frost bounces around. They're all on one spot. Blood Rights there. We're gonna hit on the 1-2-3 heroes. Arcadia gets dropped. Maledict, and down goes Ceviche. Debbie also dropped. They're going to pursue on top of the Snapfire.
Wow.
Double kill for both Goku and Juicy Panda.
What a team fight. With that Slark pounce looked like a disaster, and then that RP hit, and it looked like it was amazing, and then the skewer happened, and then it looked terrible again. It was just, oh my god, there was, so much back and forth in that team fight, and it ends up swinging all the way in the favor of Illegal here. They, you know, I was almost just perplexed by where that damage came from, because they were all kind of RP'd and skewered, and then suddenly everybody on Pukle was dying. And I think that kind of comes down to Razor being Razor and Dawnbreaker being Dawnbreaker. I mean, you get all those heroes clumped up, and then a Razor ulti starts going to work, and that Desolator Starbreaker, it's just it's vicious. It's really hard to deal with.
And heals everyone around you with the Starbreaker, with the thingy.
Yeah.
Luminosity.
Is that what her ulti's called? Oh, Solar Guardian. So, yeah, okay. Starbreaker, yeah. Solar Guardian, Starbreaker. Yeah, that's why it's always confusing. It's all just star shit. Celestial Hammer, Starbreaker, like Solar Guardian.
Okay. I always get like Bringer versus Breaker confused. Yeah. Oh, Gobble Up. Jumps right onto Bloodseeker, who does have BKB, does pop at this time. Ult is used by the Slark. No ult anymore, gotta be kind of careful. There's a cookie, Maledict is there. It gets returned with a little orb. And that was a cute next on there. But the Mag comes here, Switcheroo is in place, Sharpshooters connect, Diaspora is pretty low. There's a pounce, it should finish up, but there's a pig pole. And the Caesar Serenity, it's just too much damage. Drops a death ward, and Arcadia is in serious trouble, jumps away as their Maledict. It's not Maledicted, so Slark should be fine. Over here, what's happening? I'm not looking. Someone died somewhere.
Yeah, Snapfire got chased down by the Bloodseeker. I think got ruptured, yeah, and Bloodseeker just BKB'd and hit her until she died. And you know, this is kind of the downside of this Ags first on the Snapfire, is that if you want to play a mid-core Snapfire and you go for that Ags, yeah, you do have the initiation, you do have the farm accelerator, but you don't have a way to fight once you've been gone on. You don't have a way to kind of duke your way out of trouble. You don't have a BKB, you don't have damage, you don't have like a, I don't know, blink or a force staff or something to maneuver the fight. So you end up kind of being a very static hero, and you need to be that artillery at the back of the fight, and if you're found, you're found, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, they don't really... There's like no way they can take down the Bloodseeker. Like, because they went on Bloodseeker when they had a really good Gobble Up, and Slark was there. But he's just so tanky. I don't know how they can initiate on anyone and kill them, unless it's Marcy.
Yeah, Slark forces a couple rotations down to bottom and then pounces out and gets out. So now maybe they look for some action top, try to find this Razor, but he's getting out, and he is so speedy. That is a fast hero. 458 movement speed at base, and now finished up that Eternal Shroud, so even more spell lifesteal and magic immunity for him, or magic resistance rather.
And shield from Kisses. And other things. And Chain Frosts. So BKB, someone is getting BKBs. Marcy has BKB now, and Cptn has BKB, and Insane Chaos still does not have the shard. Yep. It's okay. I know you're just awesome. You're like you're waiting for Rose. You're like, don't buy it. I'm like Gorg, whatever that guy's name is. I don't buy shard. I kill Rose twice, and then I get it. Starbreaker doesn't quite connect. Nice leap away, jump forward. Skewer back that direction. Well done. RP is committed onto Insane Chaos. Oh no,
but the pounce.
A little bit of trouble. It misses. Does not Sword Guardian special damage get away. A lot of damage. Does connect. Pushback is there though. Sharpshooter as well. And down goes Insane Chaos. Storm is doing some serious work onto Magnus. Max is in trouble. Pigpole is there. For some reason, BKB on the high ground. And Frigg takes down Ceviche, but Cptn takes in Arcadia. They're looking for it. There's a death ward. So much, or Switcheroo. So much damage. Triple kill for Goku. Here comes Lich, and down they go. Ultra kill for the Razor.
Amazing team fight for Illegal. I mean, they just found exactly what they wanted on every single hero. That Marcy got a great initiation. The Rupture landed on the Slark. He pounced, lost a lot of HP, and the Bloodseeker was able to just pursue it up into the high ground. And these two BKBs kind of hitting at the same time. I mean, they didn't even have the BKB finished on the Dawnbreaker. I think that fight probably should have gone Pukle's way at the way it started, but when the Slark missed that pounce and threw himself away from the Dawnbreaker, didn't have the damage to finish him off. Dawnbreaker gets the hammer off to the side and just stalls that fight out long enough that the team can come in and help out, and now they're down to Rax.
Fred gets leashed by Arcadia, Sharpshooter, and down goes Marcy. They got the Rax. They got the melee Rax. Oh, jumping forward, Static Link though, with the Solar Guardian. Oh my god, and they do take down Grace Gem. That's pretty good. Ult pop by Slark. Shardbreaker's not connect. Bloodstone is there. Nice. Pour and toss. Skewer back out. Cookie does land. So much damage. Insane Chaos gets wrecked. Chain Frost bouncing perfectly. Razor takes on Debbie this time. Rupture onto Ceviche, and Ceviche goes down. Juice Pen is still alive.
Bloodstone Razor just don't care. That was as good as you could have hoped for with that Horn Toss and the Frost Blast.
Oh god.
Yeah.
There's no ult. There's gonna be a pounce in 1 second. Jumps away. They're okay.
He's fast, but is the Radiant team faster? I don't know.
It's not even a PKP on Razor. Just be there. Whatever. I don't care. Yep. You throw all your perfect Chain Frost and everything. I don't mind too much.
Yeah. Strength Blink coming up now on and Frank X Goku. So curious to see. I guess that does make sense as a build. I figured he'd go for a BKB at some point here, but I think he's just, you know, realizing that he's just way too strong, is not going to die with all the spell lifesteal and, you know, stun me. I don't care. I'm standing here. It seems to kind of be the game plan.
Arcadia is going for their own BKB. So we've got 1 BKB, 2 BKB. Albert on Marcy going for it. Loaded. Oh. They're popping the ult. Bushwhack connects on a Diaspora. Diaspora, what are you doing? Pops BKB. Can you run away fast enough so I can still hear Arcadia really wants to kill you? Is it going to be fast enough? Diaspora doesn't. Oh, but is still alive somehow. They're all there. Ult popped by Slark. Pounce is not quite there, but everyone's around you. What are you going to do? There's the Rupture used, and Arcadia's in trouble. Down goes Slark.
Slark was so desperate for that Marcy kill, and with the BKB, just
impossible forward from there with the Fleur Guardian. Down goes Lady as well. Follow up on a Debbie, and Debbie is going to drop 2. Cptn is scouting on the high ground, looking for anyone else, but it doesn't really matter.
3 for nothing, and now this game is really slipping in the favor of Illegal. I mean, 18k net worth. They can go do Roche. They can go hit high ground again if they want to. They really have nothing stopping them from going anywhere they want and doing whatever they want. They're looking bottom for Ceviche, who was split pushing the sideways, but does manage to tuck himself into the trees and hide away from the scouting forces.
I was like 20 seconds still on the TP. What are you going to do? That was very nicely done.
And shows again. He pops out of the tree and says, "Hey, I'm still here, ha ha ha." And will likely blink out in TP in just a moment. The Bloodseeker, yeah, says, I'm not gonna bother with that.
Oh, Dawnbreaker. Woo! Shard is queued up next. I assume BKB finished, so it doesn't really matter anyway. But it's still cool. And you get the free movement, which is very fun.
Yep. Radiant team into the Roche pit now. I don't think they're going to face any contest. If they do, Pukle is going to be in for a bad time. But Gobble throws a creep in to scout it out. They know what's happening. Yeah. All right. It does stall it out for now, but honestly, I think at this point it's just a matter of and Frank X Goku just blinking up the high ground into the triangle and just causing some trouble, and it's either going to force Dire away or they're going to lose a fight. So I think they're kind of in a position where they could just go and it won't matter. Smoked up on 3 heroes for Illegal. One
they had a nice
pops.
word up on the high ground, so they saw it happen. They knew exactly what was occurring.
Yeah.
Well, they did think that they were going to Roche, but they knew there was a smoke.
Now a counter smoke out from Pukle. They've got the Gobble up on the Magnus, and they spin him in onto the Bloodseeker.
They come back in, but the Alex there with the bashes, and Magnus can't do anything. Skewers away and just gets killed.
He does get the Rupture turnaround though. The Rupture did get reflected onto the Bloodseeker.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Some things are happening still. Going over here, Dia is going to get taken out by Insane Chaos. 2 kills. Insane Chaos is pursuing onto there, but Slark is the important one. Arcadia jumps away. Azold still. Oh, over Seal Totem, so good. Pops the ult this time, but the stun right inside the Blood Right, and they do finish off. They don't need to be able to see him. They take down Arcadia anyway.
Yeah, too fast. And like I said, all they needed to do was take a fight. It didn't really matter where. It didn't really matter when. You know, that Roche was mostly safe for them to do.
Wait, that's confusing.
Yeah, how does the static link have 2 different values?
Yeah, but I'm gonna get. Is it the talent tree for some reason doesn't apply to the person that got it reflected from?
Oh, that would do it. Yeah.
But it doesn't work that way for like Rubik. I feel like Rubik, when he steals your spells, he gets the talent. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Did Ceviche buy back that time? Is there a buyback from someone?
Yeah, Ceviche did buy back.
Or Ceviche Che. I don't know. I'm just saying Ceviche because it looks like Ceviche. But
yeah, I think it is Ceviche Che, but it's much easier to just say Ceviche, so that's what I've been doing.
It sounds really cool. I really like that word a lot.
Ceviche Che.
Dawnbreaker, did you get it? Did you get the shard or did you pay for the shard? So you already had shard. You already had shard. You don't have shard. Razor. Okay, yes. Stop Insane Chaos. You did it. You waited it out. You did not buy a shard. Nice work.
I think Bloodseeker has a shard right now. I think the Bloodseeker might have gotten the axe.
I already had it like a long time ago.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I didn't know why. But it was like a long time ago. I could be totally crazy, but I remember seeing it like 15 minutes ago or so. Or no, okay, not 15, but a long time ago. We got 18 sacks on Insane Chaos going for AC. Shards all over the place. Scepters. More shards. Stop. Okay, Slark has a shard, which is good. I love his shard.
Yeah.
They got the field. They got the totem. Oh god, I don't know. Oh god.
No, the rupture gets out
Kitty,
on
what do you
Arcadia.
Pounces one way, but they're okay. They're ruptured, but they're gonna heal.
Yeah. Should be just fine. I mean, Rupture's a pretty short cooldown. I don't think Illegal really cares about spending that. You know, it forces the Slark out, forces the Slark ulti, which is roughly the same same cooldown. So Slark is not really going to want to fight right now, especially without that BKB that he's working so desperately towards.
I'm so confused. Don't they know there's a word right there? I mean, it was put after the sentry word, but this is really funny. They're just like standing under the word.
Well, this is a pretty old sentry ward, so I think they just haven't...
they pounce. They're like, oh, yep, yeah. We know you're here. Sure, this time Blood Right is there. Are they going to finish? But they have Vision. Great Gem should be in trouble. Sentry Case comes there with the Bushwhack. Solar Guardian coming in. Great Gem is still alive. There is the thing. Are they going to finish off Sharpshooter? Kicks out 1-2 heroes. Couldn't get the RP out, but there's the RP this time. Sharpshooter gets whiffed because of the RP. Arcadia does go down. Debbie goes down. Great Gem goes down finally, but so much time lasted. Die goes down as well. Skew away from it, but not quite long enough. At the high ground, there's the bash coming in. Overwhelming Blade comes forward. Lady is going to get hot pursuit. Razor's there, and down goes Lady. Full team wipe. Double kill for the Razor. Double kill for Cptn.
Yeah, we might be seeing a GG here pretty soon. Yeah, there it is. Arcadia calls it for Team Pukley. So that is going to be the win for Team Illegal here. That was a really, really tight game. And, well, I shouldn't say really tight game, but in the beginning it looked like it was going to be a tight game. Looked like Illegal was maybe not taking advantage of their advantageous lanes as well as they could have. They kind of took a couple scrappy fights, and the net worth and kills were even for quite a while. But then I think we really saw this draft take off for Illegal once we kind of hit that 20-minute mark. They just accelerated and just took fight after fight after fight. And this Razor, I mean, it's the new wave of you know, popular build for a reason. I mean, 28,000 damage, more damage than his carry that entire game, and also just soaking so much damage with all that mitigation. So it just seemed so difficult for Pukley to find a fight into that, even when there was good RPs landing, good Chain Frost landing, just never quite added up to a W.
Yep. But GG from both sides. They're definitely a fun game to watch. I guess this was the final round of the whatever we call this part of it, the round robin
group
stuff?
Stage, yeah.
Group stage.
Yeah,
so they still no one's out officially yet or anything.
Yep. So I think they'll be heading to playoffs here. I don't actually know what the scores are right now, so that's something that we'll have to maybe refer you over to the community gaming site for. But either way, you know, that was a blast, and I want to thank Dota Valkyries for having myself and Allie out to broadcast. If you enjoyed this stuff, please check out the socials down below for myself. You can find links to my coaching and my Twitter and my YouTube and my Twitch and all that stuff down there. Allie, where can they find you? What are you up to? What are you doing in your life?
I've just got my Twitch and my YouTube that's tied to my Twitch. So if you got Allyviate, then that's all I really need. Everything starts from the Twitch.
Right on. Well, it was a blast bringing you these games. That's it for us for the day. And I think more Dota Valkyries will be coming either next weekend or in the next couple days. I'm not actually sure when they're playing the playoffs, but keep an eye out on the Dota Valkyries socials for that. I'm sure they'll be letting you know where to watch that and check everything out. But thank you so much for watching. If you're still hanging out, it was a blast bringing you these games, and the VODs and everything will be on this channel and on my YouTube in a day or two's time. So thank you very much again. You all have a great rest of your days, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers.